Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about solving problems involving quadratic equations, and we are dealing with geometry. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So the next part of our video class is still solving problems involving quadratic equations, and we are focusing in integers. So example, the square of a positive number decreased by 4 times the number is 32. You are told to find the number. So number 2, the sum of two numbers is 15 and the product is 50. What are the numbers? And for number 3, the product of two consecutive integers is 72. You are told to find the integers. So feel free to see the link in the description down below on how to solve if you have problems like this. Alright, so this part 1 class of our video, we will be focusing in geometry. So let's start with number 1. Once again, if you're dealing with problem solving, the first step or the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand the problem. Now, once you understand the problem class, you write down the given. Let's start with number 1. The length of a rectangle is twice its width. Its area is 50 centimeters squared. Find the dimensions. So once again, if you're asked to find the dimensions, you're looking for the length and the width of the rectangle. Alright, so once again, you write down the given, number 1. The given, its area is 50 centimeters squared. Area is 50 centimeters squared. Now, it says in the first statement that the length of a rectangle is twice its width. So therefore, we let x to be our width. Now, you will be asking, why is that, sir? Sir, why is that our width is our x? We don't know the value of our width class, but we know, that the length of a rectangle is twice its width. And we don't know the value of our width, so therefore, we let x to be our width. Once again, class, the length here is dependent to the width. Okay, so let x be our width. And then, so we can actually write this one as our width is equals to x. And our length, so length of the rectangle is twice its width. Now, what do you mean by twice, sir? Twice, class, if you see the word twice, it means 2 times. Right? 2 times its width. So, our width is x. So, 2 times x. That would be our length, class. Alright. So, I hope you got that one. Once again, we let x be our width because we don't know the value of our width. So, that's why we assume that our width is our x. But we know if this is the value of our width, the length is 2 times the width. Alright, so I hope you got that one. And then, the formula, area of the rectangle, that is equals to length times the width. Length times the width. We have given area, so we just ignore the units first. So, 50 centimeters squared. 50 centimeter, or just write 50. And the length is 2x. 2x, and then times. So I will just put parentheses class. It's the same with multiplication. So 2x times x. Alright, so this will be 50 equals 2x times x. That would be 2x squared. And then to get the value of x, you divide both sides by 2. Alright, divide both sides by 2 so that you can cancel this out. So cancel this out. And 50 divided by 2, that is 25. Equals x squared. And then to get the value of x, so extract square root both sides so that you can cancel this out. Extract square root both sides. Alright, cancel this out. And the square root of 25, that is 5. So actually, square root of 25 class, that's positive negative 5 equals x. But we will be using the positive one, the principal root. Since we're dealing with problem solving, we need to use the positive answer. So our answer is positive 5 for our x. Alright, so our x is positive 5. You can actually write that 1 plus x equals 5. That's the same class. 5 equals x is just the same with x equals 5. So our x is 5, so therefore this is our width class. Alright, so our width is equals to 5. And our length, so our length will be, so from this equation, 2 times x is 5, or width is 5. So 2 times 5, that would be equals to 10. Alright, that's it class. That's the answer for number 1. Easy, right? 5, and for the length is 10. That's it for number 1 class. Easy for number 1, right? That's how you solve for problem solving involving geometry. So let's try number 2. Let's check if you really understand this one. So number 2. Once again, you need to understand the problem and then you write down the given. Alright, number 2. The length of the billboard is 4 meters longer than its width and the area is 60 meters square. Find the length and the width of the billboard. So once again, you write down the given. So we have given area, okay? Area is 60 meters squared. So area equals 60 meters squared. And it says in the first statement that the length of the billboard is 4 meters longer than its width. So we don't know the value of our width, class, but we know if x will be a value of our width, the length is longer, okay? 4 meters longer than its width. So we let x to be our width. Once again, class, the length is dependent to our width. Okay, and we don't know the value of our width, but if we let x to be our width, we know that the length is 4 meters longer than its width. I hope you get this one, class, that we let x to be our width since our length is dependent to the width. And we don't know the value of our width, that's why we let x to be our width. Alright, so let x be our width. I hope you got that this one, class, that we let x to be our width. And so we can write w equals x. So we let w equals x and our length. So our length, it says that the length of the billboard is, so is there, class, it means equals, so is 4 meters longer than its width. So 4 meters longer than its width. So the word longer there, it means plus, 4 meters longer than its width. But actually, class, in algebra, if it says 4 meters longer than its width, it's actually reverse, class. That would be w plus 4 or x plus 4, since we let our width to be our x. Once again, class, in algebra, class, if you see a statement 5 more than, so let me just explain this one to you, 5 more than a number, right? So if you see in algebra 5 more than a number, it means 5 more than a number, it means a number. So we let a number to be our x. More than, it means plus 5. It's actually reverse, class. 5 more than a number, in algebra you can write it x plus 5. A number more than 5. It's actually reverse. So if you see a statement 4 meters longer than its width, so 4 meters longer than its width, so the length of the billboard is, so the length is equal sign 4 meters longer than its width. So we can write that x for our width is x longer than, so plus 4. I hope you get this one, because in algebra it's actually reverse. So 4 meters longer than its width, that would be x plus 4, and our width is x. Alright, and then we solve using the area of the billboard. So that would be area of a rectangle equals length times the width. So this will be, the area is 60 meters, or we can just ignore the units first. 60 equals the length is x plus 4 times x. Alright, so we can actually interchange this one. Once again, as I told you earlier, x equals 3. It's just the same with 3 equals x. So I will just put the x values here so that you will not be confused. So this will be x plus 4 times x equals 60. And then you multiply, class. Distributive property. Alright, distributive property, x times x, then x times 4. So x times x, that would be x squared. Then 4 times x, that would be positive 4x. Then transpose 60 from right to left. Okay, this is positive, it will be negative. Once again, once you transfer an equation from this equal sign, you change the sign, class. You can actually just simplify this one first. Okay. Okay, let's simplify this one first, class, so that you will not be confused. Okay, with the solution. So this will be x squared. X times 4, that's positive 4x equals 60. Now, do you still remember, class, in quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The last number should be 0. So the thing that you will do, we transpose the 60 from right to left. So this is positive, it will be negative. Okay, negative 60. So this will be x squared plus 4x minus 60 equals 0. Alright, and then we factor this out, class. You think of two numbers, class, that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 60. At the same time, when you combine the two numbers, you will get positive 4. Alright, I think that's 10, right? 10 and 6. Okay, 10 and 6. Let's check that one for 60. Let me just write it here, 60. Can we have 10 and 6, class, for the factors? I hope you know this one, the factoring. If you don't know about factoring, class, I will just put the link on the description down below with regards to factoring. So you find two numbers. So what would be the factor of this equation? So of course this would be x and x. You find two numbers, class, that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 60. At the same time, when you combine the two numbers, you will get positive 4. Now, since this is negative 60, one number should be negative, and it should be negative 6. So why is that, sir? Because if you multiply 10 and negative 6, 10 times negative 6, that would be negative 60, since this is negative 60. And if you combine 10 plus negative 6, 10 plus negative 6, if the signs are not the same, you subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So 10 minus 6 is 4, and 10 is greater than 6, we have positive 4. Right, so if you combine this one, this is positive 4. If you multiply, this is negative 60. So therefore, the factors, that would be x plus 10, x plus positive 10, and x minus 6. Alright, and to get the value of x, so you pause the video, class, I will be erasing this part. So to get the value of x, you equate this one into 0. I hope you still remember this one, quadratic equation. So equate this one into 0. So this will be x plus 10 equals 0. The other one is x minus 6 equals 0. So just simply transpose 10 from left to right and 6 from left to right. So x equals, this is positive 10, it will be negative 10. And this will be x equals, this is negative 6, it will be positive 6. And for problem solving, class, we need to get the positive answer. So therefore, our x is equals to 6. So this will be our width. Once again, x is our width. So our width is equals to 6. Alright, so our width is equals to 6. And for the length, that would be equals to, our width is 6. So 6, from this equation, class, 6 plus 4, that would be equals to 10. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 2. Easy, right, for number 2? Alright, so let's try number 3. You pause the video, class. I will be erasing this part. Alright, so let's try number 3. So for number 3, a rectangular table has an area of 27 feet square and a perimeter of 24 feet. What are the dimensions of the table? Once again, you're looking for dimensions. You're looking for the length and the width. So let's write the given. We have area, 27 feet squared. So area equals 27 feet squared. And the perimeter equals 24 feet. Alright, so the rectangular table has an area of 27 feet square and a perimeter of 24 feet. So once again, let me write the equation for the area. The formula, class, of the area of rectangle, that would be length times width, right? So length times width. And for the perimeter, so rectangle, that would be 2L plus 2W. So let's write the equation, class. Let's substitute the value of area. So the area is 27 feet square. So let me just ignore the units. So just simply copy 27 equals length times the width. And for the perimeter, okay, perimeter is 24 feet equals 2L plus 2W. So check the perimeter, class. We can reduce this one by 2. So we can divide this one by 2. Same with 24. So reduce this one. Okay, so reduce this one. So cancel this out. Cancel this out. So 24 divided by 2, that would be 12 equals length plus the width. Now check this one, class. If you have this kind of equation, class, alright, check this one. This is the product. So length times the width, this is the answer. And length plus the width, this is the answer. We have product and sum. Do you still remember, class? Product and sum of quadratic equation. If you have this question, class, this kind of questions, you have given area and you have given perimeter. Now, when you substitute the value of the area and perimeter, you get the product and the sum. Okay, this is product length. Length times the width, this is the answer. Length plus the width, this is the answer. So if you have sum and product, you can actually use this one, class, this equation. This is very easy, class. Just use this equation. X squared minus the sum times x plus the product equals 0. Okay, we don't have enough space. Let me just write it here. So that's the thing that you will do, class. If you have this kind of equation or question, just remember the sum and product. So x squared minus the sum times x plus the product equals 0. Now you'll be asking, sir, when can we use this one? If you have this kind of equation, class, you have this kind of problem, class, you have given area and you have given perimeter, therefore you can use the sum and product of quadratic equation. Okay, sum and product. So this is the product and this will be the sum. So we can write this one as x squared minus the sum, okay, the sum of L plus W, that is 12. So copy 12 times x plus the product of length times W, that would be 27. 27 equals 0. So this will be x squared negative times 12, that's negative 12, times x, that's negative 12x. Once again, just simply multiply, class. Negative times 12, that's negative 12 times x, negative 12x. Positive times 27, just copy. Positive 27 equals 0. And now you can just simply factor this out. You find two numbers that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 27. When you combine, you will get negative 12. So for 27, class, okay, let me just write it here. We don't have enough space, class. So you pause the video, class. I will be erasing this part. Or let me try this part, class. Number 1. We already answered number 1. Alright. So I hope you're still with me. So you can factor, you find two numbers, class, for 27. You factor this out. What would be the two numbers, class, that when you multiply the two numbers, you will get 27. Of course, for 27, that's only 9 and 3, right? Because 9 times 3 is, that would be 27. Now, since this is negative 12, when you combine 9 and 3, 9 plus 3, that's positive 12. You will not get negative 12. So therefore, we need to have negative 9 and negative 3. Why is that, sir? Because negative 9 plus negative 3, if the signs are the same, you simply copy the sign, then add the numbers. 9 plus 3, that would be 12. So you have negative 12. So this, therefore, the factors, it should be x minus 9 and x minus 3 equals 0. And to get the value of x, you equate this one into 0. So you equate this one into 0. So this will be x minus 9 equals 0. The other one, x minus 3 equals 0. So to get the value of x, you transpose this 9 from left to right. Same with 30. No, this is just 3, class. Same with 3. Transpose this one from left to right. This will be x equals, this is negative. Once you transfer an equation from this equal sign, you change the sign. It will be positive 9. And x equals, this is negative, it will be positive 3. That's it, class. This will be our dimensions. Now, since length is always greater than its width, so therefore, the length here, class, is 9. So our length is equals to 9 and our width is equals to 3. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 3. Easy, right? For number 3. So once again, class, that's the thing that you will do. If you have given, okay, remember this one, class. If you have given area and you have given perimeter, you can just actually apply the sum and product. That's it, class. That's how you solve problem solvings involving quadratic equation dealing with geometry. So the next part of our video will be problem solving involving quadratic equation, and we are focusing in integers. If you have questions with regards to geometry, feel free to ask us and we will be answering that one. Once again, this is Teacher MJ and I hope you learned something new today. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Bye-bye.